right.
What were you thinking about?
Well, I was thinking, which way works?
So,
I was thinking that I had to find the radius, because
ah,
that's the circle.
that was
I listened.
good.
But the thing is, I'm not really sure how I decided the radius was 3.
Um, so this thing, O is the center, and AOB, the perimeter is 6. You
Right.
decided the radius was 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you sure you decided the radius was 3?
Well, that's what I used in my problem, and it worked.
So,
But
if the perimeter of the
uh,
AOB is 3,
uh,
means this side or is 6, then this side plus this side plus this side,
hmm
add them up and you get 6.
So then, should the zero or the O to B, should that be 2?
Right. And so just if we had to guess, 2, 2, and 2.
Right. Okay, that makes sense too.
Perimeter equals 6 is 2 plus 2 plus 2.
Okay.
Okay?
So we're just adding up all the sides.
Yeah. And then that tells us the radius is 2. Now, that's not like a proof that the radius is 2, but you don't need it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Right.
if the radius is 2, then what's the circumference?
Isn't it 2 pi r? So 2 pi.
Right. The circumference is then 2 times pi times 2,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
4 times pi.
Right.
And we've got to compare this to,
12.
compare that to 12.
Right.
Okay? And pi, then they would be equal. But pi is not exactly 3.
Yeah.
So pi is bigger than 3.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 pi is the winner between 12.
Right.
And is that something that is like immediate?
That all made sense to me, yeah.
But even like if I said, quick, which one's bigger, 12 or 4 pi?
4 pi.
And there's no
Yeah, the 4 pi is 4 times 3.14, and that's
okay. The radius was 3.
Yeah, I don't know where I got that. Maybe I was halving the the perimeter.
Okay. But that it's good that I'm immediately right away my suggestion as to what you should learn about circles comes into play. All right, let's do. So you got that one right. What about number 2?
Number 2, I got wrong.
Okay, so we need 3/2 cups for 2 dozen. And we're asked for, and so immediately, the word dozen, be thankful for native English speaker. Because, all right, so 3/2 cups for 2 dozen. Immediately,
24.
we want to do this 24 cookies. Okay?
That, yeah.
We need to compare the amount for 30 cookies to 2 cups.
Right.
So, thoughts?
Honestly, my thought was I was just trying to picture baking. I wasn't trying to do a math problem.
Okay. So, let's say you were actually baking, right? 3/2 cups is kind of a useless number.
1.5, right?
Sure, 1.5.
Yeah.
But also, like, I would want to ask the question, like, what does 1 cup make?
Oh.
See what I'm saying? Like, instead of working with 3/2, or even like, what does 1/2 cup make?
Right. Oh, okay.
So, I think the best way to suggest what I'm talking about is don't necessarily try to answer the comparison they're like with the circle,
Mm-hmm.
the easiest question is what is the radius?
Right.
Forget about all the details. Just figure out what the radius of the circle is.
Mm-hmm.
Here, the easiest question is what does 1 cup make, or maybe what does a half a cup make?
Okay.
Okay?
That makes sense.
And so what does a half a cup make? Do you know?
80? Maybe?
How
No.
many? What?
8?
8, sure, because you basically divide by 3, right?
Yeah.
1/2 plus 1/2 plus 1/2 makes 24.
Okay.
So 8 plus 8 plus 8 is 24.
Okay, so then 1
Right.
would equal 16.
So, yeah, so 1/2 cup. Yeah, okay, right. So 1/2 makes 8. 1 cup makes 16. 2 cups makes 32.
Got it.
And now
Got it.
we're at a spot that helps us answer the question. Because if I need to make 30 cupcakes or cookies, whatever it was, this is too much,
Uh-huh.
right? And so, because this would make 30, or 32, sorry. 2 cups makes 32,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah.
instead of,
Wait.
so I think lots of times answering these efficiently amounts to picking which column
Mm-hmm.
is the easiest one to attack.
Mhm.
And this column
Okay.
is the easier one to attack. 'Cause
Right.
the amount that you would need for 30 is like
Okay.
some decimal thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's like a proper ratio way to solve this. Are you interested in
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
if
Because I was trying to think that there has to be some way of doing it like that, but I didn't know how.
and you probably read about it when you studied for math. And essentially, with ratios, you're looking at so cups.
Isn't it like yield over something?
Well, maybe I would just think the ratio that you're given is 3/2 to 24.
Uh-huh.
And you want to compare, you essentially want to figure out what fits here when we replace 24 with 30.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
And these two ratios have to be equal. And we essentially want to solve for x and then compare it to 2.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And the way you're going to solve for x is probably the easiest way is to just do fractions. Like 3/2 divided by 24 equals x over 30.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
I gave you that. Is this, so solve for x. That's your challenge right now. Solve.
Okay. Okay. Um. 4. X equals 2, right? No,
2.
wait. Yeah.
So how do you solve for x here?
I cross multiplied 24 and x and got one side, which is 24x.
24x.
Uh-huh.
Now over here you get what?
And then you have like 3/2 of 30, and like you have like is the denominator.
So one thing you can do is hold up your what you've written to the screen. Let me see if I can hold up what you've written.
Yes. Can you see that?
Yes. So you've got 24x equals 3 halves. So hold it up again. Let me say. You have 3 halves, and then you have 48 over 30, which I'm not sure what's going on.
Okay.
So you have 3 halves over 24.
Wait. No, I have. Oh, yeah.
So cross multiplication says you replace, A over B equals C over D. You trade that for AD equals BC.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, I just realized I multiplied wrong.
Okay. So this is this is why even if you know this method, if you leave your shoes untied like 20% of the time, then it doesn't help.
Right.
So anyway, I think it might actually be easiest for sanity to replace 3 halves with 1.5.
Oh.
Okay, so maybe that's easier. Just leads to fewer accounting errors.
Right.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that helps.
And now this thing kind of is now clearly 1.5 times 30 equals 24x.
Right.
But also, cross multiplication is sort of a crutch in that what we really have is 3 halves over 24 equals x over 30. Now, the left side is just a number. Right? Whatever this is, it's a number. And, we can put that into a calculator if we had to. Right? And so it's like 1.5 over 24.
Right.
Which is, let's say we actually do put it into the calculator, and it's 0.0625. Okay? And that's equal to x over 30.
Oh.
If I gave you this equation and told you to solve for x,
yeah,
you wouldn't think about cross multiplying. You would just multiply both sides by 30.
Right.
Okay? And now again, this,
is a number.
You can do that. Right? So 30 times 0.0625. And this is 1.875. Okay? So that's why I say cross multiplication as a knee-jerk reaction to an equation that looks like this. It's sort of useful when you're in an algebra class and you're about to take a test where you're going to have 25 problems in a row that look like this. Just knowing about the cross multiply everything I see is useful. But the most useful thing I think on this test is that this is a number. Did you find yourself using the calculator?
For multiplying numbers, but not that much.
But if you had gotten to this step,
yeah, then I would have.
Now you would have. So I guess I'm saying the advice to take away from this is be on the lookout for opportunities to use the calculator.
Okay.
And I think anytime you can do that to make your algebra not so ridiculous. If I say 3 over 2 over 24 equals x over 30, right, that looks completely complicated. Okay, let's do one more.
Okay.
And you can go to your class. You're in class at UCLA right now?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you? They've started.
Maybe.
It's the fall quarter.
I'm in summer school. I'm finishing right now. Huh?
Oh,
Yeah.
hello.
Fall quarter doesn't start for like another 2 weeks.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
All right, let's pick your final.
All right. Let's see. Um. Okay, this one, number 6.
The average stuff.
Yeah,
Right?
that bothered me because I thought I had it and I didn't have it.
Okay. So right away, what? So you thought you had it, and so we've got. So I was gonna say like right away, I'm looking at this and I know the answer, but that's not useful. So, 100 measurements. Um, the average is 23,
Right.
and then 50 measurements. The average is 27,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And then we want to, so we have the average of 150 measurements versus 25.
Mhm.
So I'm going to reframe this in narrative format. Let's say your goal is an average of 25. You want to score an average of 25 on your test.
Okay.
And you've taken 100 tests
Mhm.
and you average 23.
Huh.
What do you need to do to bring your average up to a 25?
You need to score higher.
Right. But let's say you took one test
Mhm.
and you got a 23,
Okay.
okay? And you wanted to bring your average up to 25. What do you
Mhm.
have to get on the next test?
Higher than a 23.
Right. Specifically what, though?
To get, wait, what score am I trying to get? 25?
So, yeah, we're trying to get an average of 25. And we've taken one test and we got a 23.
Um, well, let's see. Wouldn't you have to get like a 20, let's see, what would 25 work? 8.
So, well, just if you're trying to solve for it, just guess. So we want an average of a 25. On test 2, guess what your score actually is. Just pick a number.
25.
Okay, 25.
Mhm.
In actuality, you score a 23 and a 25.
Mhm.
What is your average? It's 23 plus 25 over 2,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
Which is going to be 24.
Okay.
So a 25 is not high enough.
So then it would be a 26.
Okay, try that. So 23 plus 26,
59.
49.
Oh, yeah.
49. So, I mean,
Yeah.
if you have to, just get really quick at the on-screen calculator. Anyway, 49 over 2 is going to be 24.
Mhm.
25. Okay?
Okay.
So it brings your average up, 23 to a 24.5, but not enough. Okay, so try again, right? 27. 23 plus 27,
That's 25.
50 over 2, which is 25.
Mhm.
And what's sort of happening here behind the scenes
Mhm.
is that if I have 23 and my target is 25,
Mhm.
then I got to close this gap of minus 2
Mhm.
points by getting plus 2 points
Okay.
on my next test.
Okay.
So that's one way to think about it, right? Like in other words, if your goal
Mhm.
is to average 25 on 10 tests, what you really need to do is you need to get 250 points,
Mhm.
one way or another.
Mhm. Right. Okay.
Because in the end, your average is your total over the number.
Mhm.
Right? So as long as that total is 250,
Yeah.
you're okay. So thinking about it that way, if I want to average, I want to average 25 on my measurement. What was it? You had 100 measurements.
For 23, an average of 23.
23, right? And we want 25 to be our average after 150. So we need, for our total, we need 150 times 25.
Oh.
Add it all up. Figure out, like, thinking of it as like a target at the end, like how many do we want to accumulate by the end? Okay. And 150 times 25 is some number that this is like 30 times 125. Anyway, put it. It's 3,750.
Okay.
Is that right? Calculator. I'll put it in my calculator.
Okay.
150 times 25 is 3,750.
Okay.
That's right. Okay. So you need to get 3,750 as your, that's your target, right? But really, what I want to think about is you've had 100 measurements, and you've lost 2 points.
Oh, okay.
Okay? You got to gain all those points back, and you've only got 50 more measurements to do.
Okay.
Right? You're not going to get there by only gaining 2 points each. Right? So 50 measurements where you're gaining 2 points. No good.
Got it. It wouldn't work.
Okay. Right. And I don't, I'm not saying that, okay, now you know how to do this problem. Like in data tests, whenever you have an averages problem, you have to think about it in a different way. But the point is that, like, there's something happening here that doesn't really require math. Like, if you think I have most of my measurements are 2 less than 25, and a few of them are 2 bigger than 25, the average is not going to work out to be 25. Because all those extra measurements, so I have more measurements at 23 than I do at 25, or at 27, and so these skew the result more towards 23.
Right.
Okay? And that's
okay.
Anyway, all right. So go to class and have. What time is best tomorrow?
I'll be home between 12 and like 3, and then I'll be home after 5.